Hey guys, it's Lowell here, and today I will be doing a basic introduction to Squad. I won't be able to cover everything that is in the game, but I will provide the necessary information that will help you new players out when jumping into your first Squad game. I do intend to make separate videos on armor, marksmen and anti-tanks in the future, but before we jump in, I noticed that 99% of you guys are not subscribed. I would really appreciate it if you hit that sub button, and you can always change your mind later. Now let's get into the video. First things first, if you have not done already, I highly recommend visiting the basic tutorial. Here you will learn all the basics to Squad. The tutorial will cover FOBs, radios, basic infantry combat kits, and the character mechanics such as running and stamina. When you have finished here, you'll probably still be flustered when you jump into a live Squad game. So here are some things to do to make it a little bit easier for you. When you are looking for a Squad server to join, try and find a server with relatively low ping. Depending on where you are from, may determine what servers are best for you. Also try and sort the player population by clicking this button. When selecting a server, look for new player friendly titles, as this will be the perfect place to learn. When you join a server, I highly recommend you to not make a squad as a squad rookie. Your squad will fill up, and your squad mates will have the expectation for you to lead them in battle. Wait for someone to make a squad and join there. Look out for squad mates that have clan tags. They usually have quite the experience of the game, and do not be afraid to ask for advice. Due to many squad servers being community run, there is an ease of accessibility to joining a local squad community. I highly recommend you rookies to go and find a local squad community's Discord. Here you can make in-game mates and increase your user experience of the game. Squad games are based upon a ticket system. This meaning that when you jump into a match, there is a ticket count on the top of your screen, like this. This signifies how many tickets your team has. So now let's take a look at what a ticket costs. Infantry are worth 1 ticket. Logistic vehicles and helicopters are worth 5 tickets. IFVs and APCs, like the Striker, are worth 10 tickets. Tanks are worth 15 tickets, and FOBs being 10 tickets. If any of these vehicles or assets are destroyed, the total ticket count for your team declines by how much it is worth. Let's say at the start of the match, your team are given 300 tickets. During the battle, you lose 3 tanks, 3 APCs and 2 FOBs in the space of 30 minutes. Your team have just lost 95 tickets. If you add on 100 team deaths, your team have just lost 195 tickets, leaving only 105 tickets remaining. So conserving your team's ticket count is key. You can do this by not giving up and waiting for a medic or fellow squad mate, defending active objectives to stop the enemy from gaining tickets, and when in vehicles, assault points with heavy infantry support to stop enemy anti-tank teams from killing you. If you don't give up, you may not have to wait around for the respawn timer to count down and then have to run to a position. Also, don't spawn on random locations. Try and spawn on your squad rally point, which looks like this. When running across the map, monitor your stamina level. A good rule of thumb is to try not let it fall below 25%. The lower your stamina bar is, the harder it will be for you to shoot and aim your rifle. When you are hurt or have just been revived, your stamina bar will remain empty until a medic can patch you up to full health. Look out for red crosses on your map, as they will indicate medics. Depending on the layer or game mode you're playing in Squad, the starting ticket balance may differ. For instance, if you are the attacking team on an invasion layer, you usually start off with around 200 to 250 tickets, while the defenders are given around 800 to 1000 tickets depending on the invasion layer. For all layers, apart from Insurgency, each team can gain tickets after capturing active objectives. The more tickets you have, the greater chance your team may have to win the match. Games are usually set to play out for around 1 to 2 hours, depending on the game mode. But ticket losses can slash this time down drastically. I've been in instances where matches have ended 30 minutes after the game started, with the enemy team losing their tickets and objectives at a rapid pace. I highly emphasize that it is important to stick to active objectives and defend them, as this may determine the fate of the game. If you are a fan of armor, tanks, vehicle warfare, so on. Before jumping into a live squad game, I highly recommend you jump into Jensen's range, where you can adapt to all the different tanks and vehicles, or any vehicle that requires a crewman kit. This is important because tanks are such a pivotal role in every squad game they appear in. It all depends on how the players utilize them. I won't cover an in-depth discussion of armor here, but I will make a video on that subject in the future. But first things first, straight out of the gate, do not one-man a tank or APC on a live server. Instead, try and find a dedicated armor squad and join there. Here, you can have up to a team of 4 crewmen who each individually have a role allocated in the armored vehicle. If you one-man a tank or armored personnel carrier or any vehicle apart from a helicopter that requires a crewman kit, the likelihood of you losing that vehicle is high. The subsequent ticket loss from that vehicle will damage your team's overall ticket stance in the battle and may even shape how the match plays out. Servers usually have dedicated rules regarding one-manning vehicles, so make sure you read the rules carefully. They can be found either on their Discord or on the game's faction selection screen. When in a tank, you usually will have a squad leader. Listen to his calls, and if you have any further questions that you may have not learnt on the Jensen's range, feel free to ask, as they will almost certainly know the ins and outs of the vehicle. When you have finally joined a squad and chosen a kit, follow your squad leader's directions and instructions. This means don't go running off by yourself, as this may result in you being kicked from the squad and left in a recruit kit. However, depending on the kit that you may have chosen, whether it be marksman, anti-tank or sapper/engineer, squad leaders may let you lone wolf to search for enemy objectives and points of interest. For marksmen or engineers, your role may be to find fobs, and for anti-tank kits, search and destroy vehicles. But I highly recommend that if you are a brand new player to squad, don't leave your squad leader's side. This may sound bad, but for the first 10 games that you play in a live squad server, choose a basic rifleman kit, an automatic rifleman kit, or a machine gun kit. Here, you can get a basic feel for the game before you move on to the next kits like grenadier, anti-tank, marksman, sapper, and so on, which each have their own unique and differing abilities. To switch firing modes as a rifleman, by pressing the scroll button, you can adjust to either fully automatic, single, or burst, depending on the variant of rifle. A key point to realize that when being a rifleman is that you are equipped with an ammo bag. This is an underrated ability in the game, and I highly recommend that you distribute this ammo bag to priority roles like squad leaders who need ammunition for rally points, anti-tank kits who need it for rocket supply, and medics for bandages. If you respawn with a new kit at a hab, you will usually only have limited ammunition and bandages. When rearming, you can select certain items to refill. Bear in mind that the ammunition at the hab is better used for crucial personnel like anti-tank and medics, so be wary of that and select certain elements cautiously. Let's say you're happily playing a game of squad when suddenly your squad leader disconnects and puts you in charge of the squad. This may seem like a very daunting task for any new player with command, your squad, and local VoIP exploding in your headset. First thing you can do is communicate with your squad mates and ask if anyone may want to be squad lead. If someone does put their hand up, press caps lock, right click on their name, and then click promote to squad leader. If no one steps up to the squad leader's role, you can either disband the squad by pressing caps lock again, right clicking on your squad's name and then clicking disband, or you can grab the squad leader kit and bear the brunt of being a squad leader. I won't cover everything about being a squad leader, but I will cover the basics in case you are ever put in this situation. The first thing any new squad leader should do is head over to your closest ammo crate and select a squad leader kit, preferably one with an optic, but it's all up to your preferences. To place a rally point down, scroll down to your binoculars. You'll see a rally point symbol there. Once you click on it, it will appear in your hands like a sandbag, from which you can place by left clicking. If enemies are nearby while you are trying to place a rally point, the rally point will not place and a timer will start. Placing a rally point down, I prefer and usually place a rally point within 100 meters of an active objective. Obviously you do not have to do this, it is all up to you. This can be the same with a hab and fob. Depending on the game situation, if you are defending an objective, you can place the fob and hab either on the objective or near it, even though the word near it is quite vague. I won't be going into detail, so stay tuned for more in-depth discussion and video on squad leaders. When attacking, try and place a fob and hab a fair distance away from the point and in a place with little to no enemy contacts. You can know where enemy contacts are, or a rough estimation of where enemy contacts are, by looking for red helmet markers on your map, or by communicating with command. You can place a fob down by holding T, and then use your mouse in a circular direction until you see this symbol. Click on it, place the radio down. Since you can't place a radio or a hab down without a squad mate, ask them, the squad mate, to unload construction, which is yellow, and ammunition, which is red. Place the hab by pressing this symbol, and then by left clicking you can rotate the hab placement by using your arrow keys. Don't forget to place an ammunition box next to the hab, which is this symbol. A good thing to enable is a fog proximity ring. By enabling the symbol, you will know where you can and cannot place fobs. The faint grey ring indicates the maximum distance of the fob radius, and you cannot place another fob within this grey ring. The blue ring indicates where you can place buildable items like machine gun bunkers and sandbag fortifications. Communicating in squad is probably one of the biggest components of the game. To talk to your fellow squad leaders, if you are a squad leader, press G. To your squad mates, hold B. To talk in local, press V. You can obviously set each and every key binding to your preference, but these are the default settings. If you see enemy activity, try and provide a bearing, which is available at the bottom of your screen. Try and use standout landmarks when not in cities, and for cities, the colour of buildings, the height of buildings, the structure, i.e. the shape of buildings where possible. This will help your fellow squad mates and stop them from chasing their own tails. When using grenades, get some good practice on the training range, as they are quite difficult to use, especially if you are new to squad. When using grenades, use your left hand as an aim tool. When throwing, aim for the tip of your thumb, and that will be where your grenade will go. You can throw the grenade overhand by holding left click, or underhand by holding right click. The grenade will not explode in your hand and will only explode when it has left your palm. Try and alert close squad mates of your grenade to avoid any potential team killing, this meaning yell grenade or nade when you throw any nade when in close proximity to a teammate. Once you have chosen a kit, ranging enemy targets will start to become a big deal when playing more and more games of squad. To increase your shooting range with your rifle, hold X, and with your mouse wheel, scroll up. You will see the distance increase from the preset 100 meters. So let's say when the distance hits 300 meters, your rifle will be set to shoot at 300 meters. If you have an optic, you usually cannot do this function. If you want to know the distance to a target, you can do this in two ways. Firstly, and I highly recommend many new players to try and practice, is to use your binoculars. There is a distance measuring tool either on the bottom right, left or center of your binocular sight. Fit the distance target in between the curved line and the straight line. Measure from the top of their head to their feet. The top of the head should be touching the curved line, their feet should be touching the straight line. When you have done this, you'll be given the distance by your binoculars, and by this, the target will fit perfectly in between these two lines. The second way is to ask your squad leader for the distance. If you are a fire team lead, Bravo or Charlie, you can mark targets by pressing T. It won't give you the distance, but what it will do will be giving a mark for your squad leader to then place a ranging marker for you. Squad is a very difficult game to master and will take you a lot of time to get good at. There will be times of frustration and annoyance, but just remember that squad is just a game. The point is to have fun and not be someone that ruins the game for everyone else. Obviously this video is very brief and there is so much more that I could cover, but if I did, the video would probably be 2 to 3 hours long. But either way, I hope you guys found this video somewhat helpful, especially for you new rookies out there, and I'll see you guys in the battlefield.